Fun, love, and progress. Listen here, this is Conversations with Omowale. And as I promised what I was going to do, I was going to give y'all something really hot. And so now, a lot of times you'll see Muslims that'll carry around a prayer rug, where wherever they go, they just roll it out and just make their prayers right there. You'll see Ethiopians who wear scarves. Ethiopian Orthodox, some folks, Christians that'll wear certain scarves in certain areas of their body, and the head coverings and whatnot like that there, as well as one that they might sit down on and pray on. You'll see East Indians and Hindus carry it. So what is somebody that's of African American descent, or just raised in this American culture, not so much westernized, but what would you utilize to do this with? So I was telling somebody, not so much for an altar or some kind of religious diversion, but for cultural identity. Kwanzaa is over in the whole, but how do you keep it really African without flipping off into some old paganistic foolishness? I don't know what, and I mean, these days it's hard to define whatever paganist is. But for me as an individual, this is what I did. So this is for all my sisters and brothers that asked me about this. This book right here, Dancing with God, the Trinity from a Womanist Perspective, made me think about the fact that, number one, I was raised by women. I had 9 aunts within a 5-block radius, always there and as an active part of my life, where I was raised out in Long Island, New York. In addition to this, the role that women played as far as from kindergarten straight through to high school, I ain't had but maybe 2 male teachers. So even the hours that my mother entrusted me to the public school system was basically dominated by women. And I had to realize how much of a role and influence that women played on my life, let alone Hannah Pelham, my biological mother. But in any case, after reading this piece here, I want y'all to get on this, man. Karen Baker Fletcher. You get a whole bunch of different ways of looking at creation. You got a whole bunch of ways of looking at how God, man, you literally, like the song says, when she get done with you, like the title says, you'll be dancing with God. But from a womanist perspective, I want to get into this altar thing, because I did an essay, if you ever want to read it, just get back at me, called Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Jesus Christ, the Womanist of Nazareth. You'll love it. It's just how I showed Jesus had womanist views and whatnot like that there. But at the end of the day, I want to show y'all something. I said I'm going to show y'all about an altar thing. Now this is what I use to make my sacred holy ground. This is what I beat my drums on. When Kwanzaa time comes around, or Christmas time comes around, I want a special prayer to my view of the Trinity. I got this thing here. It's a whole roll of a cowhide. And I'm going to let y'all see this in a minute. And let me tell y'all what I'm gonna do. It looked like I went out in the woods. Paula Hall made jokes to me about me. I'm the doggone Daniel Boone because of some clothes I was wearing the other day. But this is one big piece of 100% cowhide. Now, if you notice, I put a perfect circle, 360 degrees, right in the center of it, right there. If y'all can see that. Perfect circle. Right here, all the way around. Now, what's going to go in there is a symbol that is what they call an Andinkra. And this Andinkra comes from the Ashanti in West Africa. And what it is, it says the Andinkra for the symbol of Almighty God. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that West African symbol, because most of us folks that are of African descent here in the Western Hemisphere, from Jamaica straight on through to the United States, all of us, basically, in a sense, you can say we kind of derive our background from West Africa. So I identify with the Ashanti. But what I did was I love this Andinkra. Remember that, Andinkra. Andinkra. It's a whole language. It's a writing system. One of the few writing systems that exists in West Africa. That's some good Black History stuff here before Black History Month gets here. But look up Andinkra. And a lot of you kids that are getting all these tattoos and whatnot, if you want to get something besides getting some Korean or Japanese name and you don't know what in the world they're saying, get an Andinkra. They got a whole breakdown of it, people from Ghana. But look up Andinkra. Now this here is based on the cow. And what in the world would I be doing with a cow? Okay, now I want y'all to hear some stuff. And then from there, we gonna proceed. Hold up one second. Now, This is coming out of one of the books that I got from Divinity School, but I want to share something with you, believe it or not. It's called Ancient Pagan Symbols. Everything from the doggone crooks on Sada to a Christian cross. From the Ethiopian Orthodox Coptic Church on down to what Hitler stole, the swastika, which was really another form of a cross that was invented by the Ethiopians. It goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. All this stuff, all these ancient symbols, Greeks, Romans, African symbols, all of it, but it's kind of deep. I mean, they want to call it ancient pagan symbols, I guess, because it ain't Christian, and these folks are very prejudicial in that perspective. But at the end of the day, they give up the information on some of the esoteric issues, the hidden stuff behind some of them. And just watch why I roll with this cow thing on the woman's tip. Now, right here, like I'm coming off a page, where's this at? Yeah, I just had it right there. In this very same book, on page, was it 127? I think it is. Yeah, 127. It says, Hathor was it says the cow was sacred in ancient Egypt, or Cam. That's when black folks was running it, and it was sacred to Hathor, also the goddess Nut, and the goddess Isis, and the goddess Nephesis, and other nature goddesses as a symbol of productivity. Hathor was the world cow, typifying fertility. In Greece, the cow was sacred to Hera, whose car in religious processions is drawn by oxen. The cow is the symbol of the Great Mother. I'm very much the womanist. It was worshipped by the Hindus and is still revered in India today. Yeah, they don't eat no cow. Now watch this here. There's another piece on it. It says, all feminine goddess represent the variable power of the sun, as reflected in nature. The serpent, lioness, vulture, and the cow were given to the goddess of maternity and productivity. The Greek Aphrodite was the spouse. Well, okay, I ain't trying to hear nothing about no Greeks right now. Now, lastly, it gives this last piece on Hathor on page 179. Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of the feminine principle in nature, as goddess of maternity. So that means if I got a cow as my rug, if I take this very same piece of cow, once I paint it up and whatnot like that there, if I take that same piece of cow and I hang it on the wall like some Dogon and other West African tribes do as a work of art, and just pin it on the wall, but with all of my religious views and symbols manifested on it, because when I get done, mind you now, that circle is going to be gold, and within that circle is going to be the symbol of Almighty God, the Akan, or what they call it, the Andinkwa for Almighty God is going to be right there. It's also representative of like what my cousin, original, aka Ulysses, aka brother, is with on the 5% Nation of Gods and Earth. That's a perfect cipher. It's 360 degrees. It represents that it has no beginning nor end. It is representative of eternity. And so when I stand on this ain't calling on no voodoo, hoodoo, whatever, and that ain't bad at all. What it means is that when I stand on that circle, when I stand on that square, it is representative of, like how Moses said, holy ground. It's representative of my communication rug with the Creator. So when I come there and I roll it out, don't think I'm working no voodoo or hoodoo, but I'm getting ready to tighten this jank up where it's going to be really, really proper from an Afrocentric perspective without violating my Christian code of conduct. And whoever don't like it, well, whatever's clever. So at the end of the day, like I said, remember that this last part I want you all to hear about why I chose this cow and me as a womanist. It's because right there it says very clearly, Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of the female principle in nature, a goddess of maternity. She is given the head of a vulture surmounted by the moon, crescent, or horns, and the solar disk. Again, she is represented as the world cow, typifying fertility. Can't do nothing without the mamas. Can't do nothing without the sisters. So the next time some Negro call you a cow, tell them, thank you for calling me a goddess. That's right, I'm a damn it all cow. And that's what I'm going to do. But in any case, I don't want to put sisters just in the role of fertility, but it's kind of deep in any case. And it says, Hathor represented fate, and he who wore her head earned her favor and a happy destiny for her himself. She is a cosmic goddess, the mother of light, and sometimes represented as a sphinx. Come on now. That's powerful, man. That's womanist stuff. And I ain't, listen, hate if you want. I love my mama, and she wasn't just that because she's my mama or I'm a mama's boy, which I'm unapologetically that. But what I'm saying is that the whole concept of womanist views. When I go to a picnic, when I go to a religious ceremony or whatever the case may be, like the Ethiopian cats bring their crosses and whatnot and got on their little garb and whatnot. When you see Lumumba show up with this, it ain't got nothing to do with no, as my Jamaican friends say, it ain't got nothing to do with no science. I just pure some, what you want to call it again, African cultural setting there. And see, I am also the high priest for Jamaica Sound. Just look up Jamaica Sound in Richmond, Virginia, and you'll see why. I'm not the musical end. I'm the theological and psycho-spiritual side of Jamaica Sound. But in any case, here we go right there. That's it. And when y'all see what I do with that doggone piece of cowhide right there, Hathor, Mother Goddess, give the women they props. If you're going to step on them like they holy ground, son. Don't dog them, don't take their money, don't hurt them. Remember, we all start from Mother Earth. Can't have nothing without fertility, man. So don't hate because you're looking at Jesus from this perspective. Remember this. Howard University School of Divinity, Dancing with God, the Trinity from a Womanist Perspective by Karen Baker Fletcher. The sister is no joke. She made me rethink a whole bunch of things. So I'm telling you, if you get an opportunity, check out the book by her. That's it. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this later on, where I'm going to put the colors in, what's going to represent what, and I'm going to show you about some of these andinkras I was talking about. Take care. God bless. That's Conversations with Omowale. Peace.